In this video, we're going to do a deep dive into backfeed prevention, which is one of the hidden dangers of lead soloing. And by backfeeding, I mean the weight of the rope pulls slack down backwards through the route and creates hidden slack that you may or may not know about, causing larger than expected falls. So with my anchor today, I'm going to use the compact Comfort Catch rubber absorber in my anchor. So usually I opt to clip a 2-bolt inline anchor from the ground. The second bolt on this route is too high up for even my super long AviProbe stick clip, which means I'm going to show a cool feature of the slide cinch. I can cinch on the fly with one hand while I climb past that second bolt. So the quick link draw is a locking carabiner combined with this small quick link, which acts as a knot blocking backup if the first bolt were to fail. And then I set the slide cinch onto the hex nut of the quick link, and it's in sliding mode, but once I clip the bolt, I can with one hand slide it down into cinch mode. This large locker is a steel locker. It does have an aluminum gate, so it's not necessarily that much stronger. I do like that it's a triple action auto lock for extra peace of mind, and I do like that it has this anti-crossload feature to keep my quick draw dog bone right where it needs to be. I'm going to do my cash loops. Today I'm using clove hitches on upside down carabiners on a 30-centimeter sling that's acting as a third gear loop for this side, and is girth hitched to my harness to create a little bit of extra redundancy. So I'm up to my second bolt, and like I said, I'm going to deploy my quick link draw. I feed out slack like normal clipping. Like any clipping, when you're this close to the ground, you're in a dangerous position when you're feeding out slack. But here we can already see why cinchers are so crucial, because the weight of the absorber anchor pulls the rope down and there's all this extra slack in the system. With the slide cinch, all I do is pull down with one hand and then cinch upwards. And there we go. We have a 2-bolt inline anchor. If this bolt were to somehow fail, this knot is going to jam into this quick link. I'm personally comfortable with that. With a route that has clean fall potential, you could also tie an inline blocker knot in the rope a little closer to the quick link, and your knot blocking backup would engage a little sooner. So that's how I set up a 2-bolt inline and the cinched anchor on the fly with one hand. So along for the ride on the pitch with me, I have some regular quick draws, and I have some quick draws with white soft cinches installed. But since I just cinched on that bolt, I'm just going to clip a regular draw for this one and keep on climbing. But pretty much right away, you can see how backfeed quickly happens, even just 6 to 8 feet out from the bolt. So this means I'm going to want cinchers every other bolt, maybe every third bolt, to make sure while I'm climbing, this doesn't happen. That is dangerous. You don't want extra slack building up without knowing it. And the same advantage of an auto-feeding gree system, a gree system that works really well and lets you climb without resistance, also feeds so well that backfeeding happens pretty quickly. So a cincher on that bolt. So the soft cinch is this white rubber carabiner insert, and you can see how it holds tension in the rope. But if I were to fall, rope can still pass through the draw. So if I were to tie a clove hitch or a new knot here, I would effectively be recreating an anchor, and I'd lose all this rope in the system that helps absorb the fall, and I would increase the fall factor force. So no cincher on that one. Kind of keeping the every other piece theme through these bolts. Definitely want a cincher on this one. Before the steepness, it's nice to take all the slack out of the system. I know what I'm dealing with before I go try to do some tricky free climbing. The same way on-sighting is a mental challenge and adds an extra layer of decision-making, lead soloing adds a whole lot of that. Looks like I'm gonna do a cast drop once I'm even with the bolt, but I think I have enough to get it to the next bolt without needing to drop it here. So I'm gonna keep climbing. I don't think I need a soft cinch on this one. The other bolt's pretty close. You can see you get a little bit of back feeding, but that's okay. There's not enough rope weight between those 2 points for it to really start spooling and create a huge danger. But I'll go ahead, do a soft cincher here. Remembered my cast drop before I short roped myself. Cinch and manage the slack. So I do have a cincher right there, but it's kind of pumpy here. So I'm gonna add another cincher for peace of mind. It's fairly difficult getting to the anchor. And when you do have a cincher, slack builds up between you and the bolt. It's worth being mindful. You don't want to tangle with that loop in any way. This route shows kind of a dramatic roof position where the lead soloing doesn't feed so well. So I'm going to add some moves and go a little higher before I clip. All right, so on a steep pitch, just like normal, it's helpful to tram in. Gonna undo my chest harness, drop all my cash loops. So now I just have a free tail all the way down to the ground, and that's actually what I'm wrapping on. And there's no transitions required because the anchor is open carabiners, easy clipping, and I just zip down this tail to clean the draws. And I have my Gree Plus and it's in top rope mode, which means it's extra grabby. So I personally, with this much rope weight on the brake strand, feel pretty comfortable using 2 hands to clean the draws. I did, after all, trust the Gree no hands on the way up as well. But for cleaning the inline 2-bolt anchor, I'm going to show a quick trick. First, we disengage the cinch. And then you can clip your PAS to the quick link, and then we undo the bolt side of the quick link draw. So you can see I'm now clipped through the quick link, and I slide down until the quick link jams against the knot. And this is the same sort of knot blocking action that allows it to be a backup to this first bolt in the anchor system. And I can fully weight that side of the rope. So now I'm weighting both sides, and I can undo this bolt and swing out into the trees and zip to the ground. So now I just pull the rope and I'm ready to do another pitch. I'm going to take a moment to explain the Pinch-Cinch, the cincher that I'm not using on this pitch. Is for use with draws and carabiners that don't already have pre-installed cinchers. It's like a multi-use one-way cinch device. And what it's really good for is places where you have trad protection. If you fall, it goes up and away from the carabiner and it doesn't pull the cam upwards.